At 45, Doug Burns has achieved a level of fitness most people his age only dream about.
Doug Byrne came to Novo Nordisk's Subor site to tell his story.
Hi, Doug. Hello, Ken. How are you? Thank you so much.
Today, he's a bunch of muscles and a winner of the Mr. Natural Universe title. But you wouldn't have guessed that when seeing him as a child.
Doug was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. His body could not produce insulin to regulate his blood sugar. Just a first grader, Doug had to learn to inject himself with insulin. It was the early 70s, a time when diabetes was much tougher to control.
I was repeatedly hospitalized. I was brought in probably 30, 40 times by evac within the first few years of diabetes. I was just, a stick, and I was called the bag of bones. And so at school, I was kicked around a lot, guys, girls, everybody,
He assumed he was destined to stay that way until one day he came across a picture of Samson from the Bible wrestling a lion.
And so I became transfixed with that image, and it stuck, it just stuck to me. And I said, that's my solution. That's what I've got to do. Somehow I've got to get like this guy.
Though today it's known that exercise is beneficial for people with diabetes, at that time they were told to avoid strenuous activity. But that didn't deter Doug. There were no gyms in his Mississippi town, so he built his own gym in the woods. At first, no change. But he stuck with it. As he became more fit, his diabetes became easier to control. Doug kept competing, and he didn't stay dead last for long.
Success in his sport gave him confidence. Taking up powerlifting taught him to take charge of his diabetes.
I saw that there was a way to win at something, and that I had to control diabetes to win.
Pedig testépítésről beszélünk, 2004-ben pedig Amerika bajnoka volt, vagy Mr. USA. Így azt gondolom, hogy ő közel áll hévízhez, illetve közel áll azon hévízi információhoz, illetve hévíz küldetéséhez közel áll, mert ő ebben él, van neki egy komoly diabéteses betegsége gyerekkorától.
Doug went on to become a personal trainer.
Spot on. All right.
And a father of 3.
Okay. Let's play.
Doug's story could have ended happily here, but it gets even better.